Hey people of YouTube, today we're covering the complete installation of the 60-inch Feldner Smart Ceiling Fan by Home Decorators collection. If you found this video, you might be looking for some help. We're here to do just that. We've already unpacked the fan, we're going to go over all the parts and install this thing step by step all the way to turning it on and everything in between. So stick with us and we'll help you get through it. If you want to use the links below, you can fast forward to any part in the installation process and that way you don't have to watch the whole video. But if after watching you found it helpful, please click like and subscribe, and that'll help other people find the video as well. This fan offers a variety of control options, like the included remote control, via the Hubspace app on your smart device like a phone or tablet, or with voice control once it's integrated with Google Assistant or Amazon Alexa. It is a damp-rated fan, making it perfect for use in covered outdoor locations like porches and patios, but the modern style looks great indoors as well. And it's a dual mount fan, meaning that it can be hung from a standard flat ceiling with the included downrod, or it can be hung from a higher angled ceiling with an extension downrod sold separately. Now before we get started, just a couple of notes. You want to make sure that the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. If you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult with a licensed electrician. Another note is if you're hanging this fan where there was just a light fixture on your ceiling, you need to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If not, you'll need to swap that out before beginning. Now inside your box, you'll have this quick start guide. The quick start guide has a QR code that you'll need when setting up the Hubspace app prior to integrating with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. If you're missing that, the QR code will also be located on the receiver and inside the battery compartment of the remote control. Now on the receiver is this Wi-Fi antenna. Once it's installed, this Wi-Fi antenna must be located outside of the canopy in order to communicate with your network. And this is only compatible with 2.4 gigahertz networks. It's not compatible with 5 gigahertz networks. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan and we've opened up the manual to the parts page. We're just going to go over all the parts to make sure we have everything before beginning, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. So first up, you'll have the slide-on mounting bracket. That comes pre-installed inside the canopy with a decorative ring on the bottom, and we'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You have the decorative motor collar cover, the ball and downrod assembly. You have 5 blade brackets, 5 blades, the fan motor, the remote and receiver. Now the remote does include a wall cradle for convenient storage when it's not in use. The batteries are included, and the remote also includes the reverse function. You'll have a hardware pack with the plastic wire nuts, the hanger locking pin, the blade attachment screws, and the blade bracket screws. And if you're installing this with an extension downrod, you'll have extension wiring to add to be able to do that. So we have all the parts here. Just some tools we're going to need for this project. It's a Phillips head screwdriver. We like to have a long one and a short one on hand. You'll need a flathead screwdriver. You may need some wire cutters and strippers. We like to have a line voltage tester just to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. You'll need some electrical tape, and of course a ladder. So we have everything here. We're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the decorative ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first pull off the decorative ring. It's magnetic, so it just pulls off. You'll notice an alignment post at the base of the canopy. You'll need to loosen but not remove the 2 screws in the base of the canopy, enough so that that alignment post can exit that hole. Once those 2 screws are loosened, you'll simply lift and twist the mounting bracket to remove it from the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. The bracket has 2 keyhole slots that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. Simply align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and then slide to hold in place before tightening. This is just a demonstration. To install the mounting bracket, begin by using a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen but not remove the 2 screws in the outlet box. Next, feed the house supply lines through the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws that were loosened in the outlet box. Then slide the mounting bracket into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both of the outlet box screws and secure the mounting bracket. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Before routing the wires and attaching the downrod, you'll need to use a flathead screwdriver to loosen but not remove the set screw on the motor collar. Next, gently pull the green ground cable from inside the ball and downrod assembly. Place the downrod through the canopy so that the largest opening is facing towards the ball. Next, place the decorative ring onto the downrod, making sure that the black side with the notches is facing towards the canopy. The last piece is the decorative motor collar cover. Place that onto the downrod so that the largest opening is facing towards the threaded end of the downrod. Then route the wires through the downrod so that the end exits through the ball side, and gently pull the wires through until the downrod meets the motor collar. Note the holes in the end of the downrod and the holes in the motor collar. When attaching the downrod, you'll screw the downrod into the motor collar until the holes on the end of the downrod align with the holes in the motor collar. Once those holes are aligned, use the hanger pin from the hardware pack and insert that pin through the holes on the motor collar until it exits the opposite side. Secure the hanger pin by inserting the locking pin through the end of the hanger pin. Once that pin is set, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the motor collar. Once the set screw is tightened, slide the motor collar cover and the canopy down the downrod until it meets the motor housing. Now the fan is ready to be hung. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot in the ball that will engage the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab. This is just a close-up demonstration. To hang the fan, lift the assembly up to the ceiling, noting the location of the tab and the slot. Slide the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the assembly until you feel that slot engage the tab in the mounting bracket. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated. When installing the receiver, make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling. You'll notice that one side of the receiver has the quick connect plug to connect to the fan. The other side of the receiver has two wires to connect to the house wiring. Insert the receiver into the mounting bracket with the antenna side first so that the receiver rests on the ball and downrod. Begin wiring the fan by taking the plug from the fan wires and inserting that into the plug from the receiver. The connectors will simply snap together. Next, take the green wires from the ball and downrod assembly, mounting bracket, and receiver and twist those three wires together. Once those wires are connected, connect those wires with the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Secure the connection using a plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the white wire from the house supply lines. These are the neutral connections. Twist those two wires together and finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finish the wiring by taking the black wire from the receiver and connecting that wire to the black wire from the house supply lines. This is the power connection. Twist those two wires together and secure the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wire connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket and into the outlet box to make room for the canopy to attach. The canopy attaches to the mounting bracket using two keyhole slots on either side of the canopy that will align with the two screws at the base of the mounting bracket. Align those holes with the screws in the mounting bracket and push the canopy up so the screws come through the keyhole slots, and then twist to hold the canopy in place. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten those screws and secure the canopy. You can tilt the fan to make extra room for the screwdriver to access the screws. Make sure both screws are completely tight. The decorative ring is magnetic. You just need to align the slots of the decorative ring with the two screws at the base of the canopy, and then slide the decorative ring up, and it will attach itself to the bottom of the canopy. To attach the Wi-Fi antenna to the ceiling, remove the adhesive backing from the double stick tape that's pre-installed on the Wi-Fi antenna. You can push the excess wire back into the canopy and then position the Wi-Fi antenna against the ceiling and press firmly to stick it to the ceiling. Before installing the blade arms, you'll need to remove the rubber motor stops in the base of the motor. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen and remove these rubber motor stops. You can discard them once removed. They are just to prevent the motor from moving during shipment. The blade brackets attach to the fan using 2 screw holes at the end of the blade bracket that will align with the screw holes on the base of the motor. To attach the blade brackets, align those holes and secure the blade bracket to the fan using the blade bracket attachment screws included in the hardware pack. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blade brackets. The fan blades attach to the blade brackets using 3 screw holes on the top of the blade that will align with the 3 screw holes on the end of the blade bracket. To attach the blades, slide the blade onto the blade bracket, aligning the screw holes, and secure the blades using the blade attachment screws from the hardware pack. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten all 3 screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blades. Make sure that all of the blade attachment screws are completely tightened. The remote has been paired with the fan at the factory. If you need to pair the remote, start with the power off at the breaker box or wall switch, then turn power back on, and within 30 seconds press and release the Learn button in the battery compartment of the remote. Once the remote is paired, the blades will begin to spin. To use a second remote with the fan, repeat this process, but press and hold the Learn button on the second remote for 10 seconds. To attach the wall cradle to the wall, begin by removing the screw cover by sliding it out of the wall cradle. Then choose a position on the wall where you'd like to store the remote when not in use. Use the included screws and a Phillips head screwdriver to attach the wall cradle to the wall. Make sure both screws are tight. You may want to use anchors that are also provided when attaching the wall cradle to the wall. Once the screws are tight, reinsert the screw cover into the slots of the wall cradle. This fan features a full function remote control. Press the power button to turn the fan on or off. Press the fan speed button to cycle through the fan's 5 speeds. Press the fan direction button to change the direction of the fan's rotation for seasonal changes. The fan must be on and running for this button to work. The fan direction button will not work if the fan is not rotating. Once the button is pushed, the fan will slow to a stop and then restart in the opposite direction. Download the free Hubspace app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and follow the instructions in the app to register an account. Place the Hubspace card with the QR code that came with the remote on a flat surface. Then open up the app and press the plus button in the top right-hand corner. This will bring up the option to add a device. Select Add a Device and have your phone pointed at that QR code to allow it to scan the code and set up the device. Then follow the prompts in the app to name the fan and select a location. Tap the Next button and then enter your home network's credentials to connect your fan to your Wi-Fi network. Then tap Connect to connect your fan to your Wi-Fi network. You'll receive the message in the app once the fan is connected. Select your fan from the app's home screen to bring up the control module. From here you can adjust the fan speed, the light color temperature, and the light brightness settings. Using the buttons at the bottom of the screen, you can set a schedule, a timer, or change the settings of your fan, such as your fan name and location. Press the orange Hubspace button at the bottom of the screen to easily integrate your fan with the voice assistant of your choosing. Then simply follow the on-screen prompts to complete the setup. Once setup is complete, use the voice commands listed in your manual to control the fan. When starting the fan, you may notice that the fan moves back and forth or seems to stutter before starting up. This is completely normal for a DC motor ceiling fan. This is just the magnetic poles in the DC motor aligning and starting the fan up. Congratulations, your ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax with a nice tall beverage, and enjoy your new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.